Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever it is you're watching this. Welcome to another edition of Talk of the Tiger. I'm Paul, and he is a rock star. Good morning, Mr. Peterick. How are you?
Rock star. If you say so, I believe it.
Yeah, I'm going with it. I
Then
mean,
I,
so far the music thing's worked out all right for you. I mean, you stick with it, you might go places.
well, I'm about to quit my second night job. So
Good,
that's great.
good. I'm glad to hear that. So we haven't talked for a little while because holidays and stuff, and it's been busy, but today it's freezing cold outside, so we might as well sit here and talk about some stuff. Uh, and then I got to go out and shovel the snow off my sidewalk. So there's that. First thing we got to talk about. You
Yep.
notice I am wearing the vintage Pride of Lions t-shirt this morning, and that is because we have a new Pride of Lions album coming out. I want to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, well, really excited about this album. I mean, every Pret Lines album I'm really proud of. And Toby and I made such a great team, and he hits all the notes I can't hit. And with style. And he is really delivering. He cut all his tracks at his studio in Indiana because the logistics of things. And he would check with me, and his engineer Nate we would go back and forth, but he crushed it. I am so lucky. As a songwriter, and I've said this to you before, Paul. I'm inspired by vocalists. They bring the best out of my songwriting, whether it was Dave Bickler or Jimmy Jamison or Don Barnes and of course Toby Hitchcock. And I write a little bit different for every voice and every different personality. So it's just a pleasure to be working with Toby.
Yeah. So this is going to be coming out sometime in the next 2, 3 months, sometime in the first quarter.
Yep.
And it is titled, it says here, Unbridled.
Yep. Unbridled will be the opening track and it'll be the video by my favorite guy, who does all my videos,
Mr. Greg.
Greg Bizzarro, and he loves the song. The cover artwork is by my local amazing artist Mark Alano with the two sparring stallions, and it's very powerful. And the title track, of course, is Unbridled, and other great collaborations with Toby, Hell or High Water, which may be another video. Lose Like a Winner, I Can See in the Dark, Don't Waste a Wish on Me, on and on. And it's produced by myself, but the executive producer is Serafino Perugino, who always oversees everything and tells me, Maestro, you can do better than that one. Thank you very much. And he's usually right. Um, and of course, Larry Millis is my since third grade. He's been my sound guy.
Pretty
And
much. Yeah.
yeah, he was the guy with a Sony recorder. Like in fifth grade, he had this recorder that his dad bought him, and he's the genius of the sound of this record.
And well, Larry's been the engineer on all of the Pride of Lions stuff. So, he kind of knows you guys.
He does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. All right. And speaking of Serafino and Frontiers, you and Toby are flying to Milan next month
Yep,
to represent Pride of Lions. There is a big celebration. Frontiers is 30 years old.
it is. That's a real milestone, and we're honored to be invited because there's so many acts on the bill. But we'll probably only do a few numbers, but it's being there and thanking Frontier, Serafino, Mario, and the whole crew for all those years. I think we were one of like maybe the third act they signed in 2002, and what a ride it's been. And they believed in us so strongly,
Yeah.
and it always showed in their promotion and their dedication to excellence. They always demanded the best out of me, and hopefully I delivered.
Yeah. And speaking of your, third grade sound engineer, Larry is traveling with you guys to run the sound for your set.
That's always such a plus because he knows me, he knows the sounds, he knows the songs,
Yeah.
and he gets the powerful mixes out. And I would take him no matter what, but to have him mixing is really important to me.
I mean, I remember one of the very first ever public appearances of Pride of Lions was when you guys were asked to open for the Alan Parsons Project at that club on the south side of Chicago. And Larry was there um, to mix that and get because you didn't have the complete live band put together and everything. So there was a lot of moving pieces there. And wow, that also means I'm old. I remember that too.
Well, that was a very early experiment of what became World Stage. And it just built from there and it got smoother and smoother. But to look across the stage and look up and see Alan Parsons is still one of my favorite memories.
Yeah. Tall man.
Very tall.
I remember the first time I met him at the one outdoor world stage thing, and I'm sitting there looking up at the guy going, wow, this is the guy that mixed Dark Side of the Moon and worked at Abbey Road and did all the Alan Parsons projects. And I'm looking up at him. So, and it figuratively and literally. So yeah, he's definitely. Speaking of travel, you are going to have a busy month next year because as soon as you guys get back from Milan, then you and Colin are going to head off to the Virgin Islands to do a special event for Primary Wave. So talk about that.
Yeah, well, we are so looking forward to that. I mean, 7 days in the sun. And this is an honor. Primary Wave is such a great publisher. And I know all the people, there's not some faceless company. I know all the heads of Primary Wave, and they're such believers in my work and my songs. And this is kind of a big convention in the Virgin Islands. Man, a good choice of location. So, there's only like 2 days of actual playing music, and then the rest of the time we'll be in the surf and goofing around and having fun and meeting people. So,
Networking, meeting people, shaking
kissing,
hands, kissing babies.
shaking babies, the whole bit.
Yep. All righty. And then we've got trying to pull up the schedule here. We do just briefly touch on the Ides of March. You guys have a couple, well, it's not really the Ides of March per se, but it's a Jim Peterick and Friends. You got 2 nights coming up at Hey Nani. And since right now the website is not cooperating, if you go look at either Jim's website or the Ides of March website or um, the either of the Facebook pages, there's the tickets are on sale now.
Yeah.
And those are always fun. It's always you and isn't it like it's going to be like you and the Jive Five, and then Colin maybe and
Well,
some other.
well, Hey Nani's is a unique thing because we've tried all different formats and they're all fun. And but this year we're really lucky to get Megan McDonough on the bill for
Oh,
both.
really? Okay.
And Megan is just a gem, and I've admired her work ever since we did a show together back in God
Long time ago.
80s in the 80s, and she did the song about being strung out on Mickey Mouse, and the ads fell in love with her. And we're so honored to have her on both nights at Hey Nani's.
The the calendar just came up. It's February 20th and 21st.
There it is. I'm glad you told me. I'll be there.
Good. Because otherwise it's just and friends.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, she's great. And we're going to be doing a lot of the hits throughout my career. No gimmicks, just songs and stories. People love hearing the backstories of the songs.
Yeah.
And I love telling the stories because it brings me back to that point in time in my life.
Very good. All righty. That'll do it for this time. And you get back to work. And we'll get this out there. And those of you watching, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and that you hit the little notification thing. So when we drop another one, you get the little thing that says it's there. And also, do us a favor, make comments. If something in here strikes you or you have some memories about something, put it in the comments and share it with your friends too. Get the word out there. So for one more edition of Talk of the Tiger, that's it. And you have a good week, Jim, and stay warm and get ready for a lot of travel in February.
Can't wait. Thanks, Paul.
See you later, everybody. Goodbye.
Rock on.
Great God in heaven, you know I love you.